Coucou mes amis de Français 1. I hope you guys are doing okay. In this video, I am going to be going over the choice boards that you guys either will be or have received, depending on when you watch this, in your email from Madame Augeron. So these choice boards are something that the district is trying out. And every week you'll be getting a list of 5 activities that you can choose 3 activities or more if you're feeling like it to complete. And then we're still in the process of figuring out the best way to submit them, whether that's via Teams, whether that's some other method like the Google Drive or something. We're figuring it out and we will let you guys know. Please make sure that you're checking your email and the homework blog, as well as Teams groups, to keep tabs on this. And without further ado, I have y'all's choice board pulled up on my other laptop. I know that it's not going to come across the best in this video, but just try to follow along. There we go. Just try to follow along the best you can, just given what you generally see on the screen versus what you have in the copy that you guys received. So take a second if you don't have it already, pull that up. You can pause me, make me stop talking if you want. Without further ado, let's go. So first part of the choice board, I almost said storyboard, is a letter from the district. This might change week to week. We're kind of figuring that out as we go. And it kind of explains what the choice boards really are. Then it tells you choose 3 activities to complete each week. And then I'll write you guys a little letter, just something a little more personal to make it not so just this is a robot talking to you. I also have a little reminder, please do all your work in French, unless I say otherwise. Next part, you'll have your activities. So starting with activity 1, this is meant to resemble what we did back on Valentine's Day whenever we were in the lab by the library, and we had the art supplies that we were looking up and getting the prices for. So I'm taking it a little bit further. What you're going to be doing is, if you choose to do this activity, is you're going to be listing 7 of your favorite media. So your favorite books, films, video games, songs, anything with language that you can buy, or not even necessarily language, anything that you can buy and that you know how to say in French. You'll make a list of 7 of those. And then you will look up how much they cost. And you can use different websites. You can use the same website. But then you need to say, according to whatever website, this item costs this much. So I've got examples down here for you guys. We'll go through the first one. In English, I wanted to say, according to Target's website, Kiki's delivery service on DVD costs $13.79. So I have 2 ways I can say according to. I can use the first one, which you probably can't see, but I'm going to point it out anyway. Selon and d'après. So for this example, I use selon. Selon le site web de Target, le DVD de Kiki la petite sorcière coûte $13.79. Keep in mind, you'll notice Kiki's delivery service, Kiki la petite sorcière, some titles to some movies, books, whatever, will change between languages. You don't have to necessarily change it, but I just threw this into Google, le titre de Kiki's delivery service en français, and I found it within 2 seconds. So you'll be doing this. You'll do according to this item cost, and your cost is going to be in complete words. So instead of just writing 13.79, you would say $13.79. Okay? Moving on along. Activity 2 is a bullet journal. So I have an example of a bullet journal put on here for you guys. They are, if you haven't heard of them already, they're essentially pretty notes It's kind of like making a mini poster of notes. Um, and you guys are going to be making these bullet journal pages based on this video that I've linked to you talking about the futur proche. So that's our I am going to go, je vais aller, that sort of structure. And I know that you guys used it a little bit in your last speaking quizzes that you did with me about going and running on errands. And you can use graphic organizers, you can use pictures, whatever blend of visuals and texts helps you to really get this concept down, go for it. And this is where the caveat for being able to use a language other than French comes in, because y'all are in French 1, y'all are still in the place where you need to translate what you think of in your first language to French. I'm not expecting you to take notes in French yet. Oh my goodness. So you may take your notes in your first language. So if it's English, English. If it's Spanish, Spanish. Go for it. And then the only thing is, like, if there is French that you specifically need to know for the French, I would recommend writing that in French. Like the conjugation of aller. I wouldn't write that in English. That kind of defeats the purpose. Anyway, moving on right along. Activity 3, we're going back to your favorite things. These are a few of them. I'm asking you guys to enjoy your media as usual. Listen to your favorite songs, watch your favorite movie, play your favorite video game, read your favorite book, whatever else has language in it like that. And as you're enjoying it, as per usual, take a list of at least 20 vocab words that you know in your first language, but that you don't know yet in French. So say, for example, you didn't know the word conscientiously. It's consciencieusement, by the way. You would write that down. Then, using Lingway, which I've linked here, Lingway is an online dictionary. Be very careful about using it. It provides you with context and like sample sentences of where these words are used. And it'll tell you, like, there's a good example, like. The word, if you just type in like into Lingway, it may come up with to like, or the like that's used in he's like a bird, or the Valley Girl, like, oh, it was like, so like, I don't know, like that kind of like, it'll come up with those kinds of things. And you need to be really careful about choosing the right context. Context is everything. So you'll have your minimum 20 words that you then translate, and you can make a wonderful little chart if you choose to. There it is. And then I'm asking for not all of them, unless you want to. I mean, if you want to, go for it. At least 5 of your words, please use in a complete sentence in French. So this will have you practice using the word, identifying the word in its context, and practicing your grammar. I mean, it's a win-win the whole way around. Activity 4, I'm asking you guys to talk about yourselves, because I miss you and I want to hear more from you and more about you. So in about 7 sentences or a 1-minute video, talk about yourself. How old are you? What do you look like? What's your family like? What's your favorite food? Your favorite whatever? And it's just kind of a creative, up to you, what you want to share, what you want to divulge. Just make it school appropriate, please. It's just a paragraph or video that's an autobiography about yourself, because that's what an autobiography is. I do want to note, though, above all else, right now with everything that's going on, build yourselves up. Say something nice about yourselves. I mean, all of you, and I do mean all of you. If you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, she doesn't mean me. I do. I mean all of you are absolutely wonderful, bright young minds. And you deserve to give yourself a pat on the back for that, at least every once in a while, and at least for this activity, okay? So say something nice to yourself. I know self-deprecating humor is a thing. I fall privy to it a lot. But try to work with me, because I'm working on it too. Work with me to kind of just talk nice about yourself, okay? Again, if you need Lingway, it's there. Activity 5. This might look a little familiar to you. It's our little weird, I don't really know if I would call it a song. I'll let you guys tell me what you think it's called. But with our prepositions, like the su, se, devant, derrière, that one, I'm going to be asking you guys to make a photo composition. So you're going to get a bunch of things that you know how to identify in French. So I would expect like school supplies, and you're going to put them out on a table or something. You're going to arrange them however you want, and you're going to take a picture. And then you're going to describe the composition in 7 sentences. Here's my example. Oh, you're also going to want to use one of these in at least every sentence. So, you have this example. You'll see it better on your copy, but that's my hand, and that is my finger that I drew a smiley face on because quarantine day, I don't remember what it was. You start to get lonely. So, I have this composition, and I have sentences. You could say something like, the notebook is at the corner of the composition. The folder is under the sticky notes. As you're writing these, you want to make sure that you're only using one of these once. So, in my example, the notebook is at the corner of the composition. I would be writing it in French, of course. Le cahier est au coin de la composition. Once I use au coin de in that sentence, I cannot use it again for the rest of my other 6 sentences. So if you use sous in the next one, le dossier de Mademoiselle Carmichael est sur les post-it, can't use sous again. But you've got a nice healthy bank of words that you can use. And keep in mind that these objects might have different things for them. So this eraser, you can see it now. This eraser that in the composition could be told is in between my hand and the post-its, that it's at the bottom of the composition, that it's behind my hand, that it's below the notebook. You've got options, especially if you really pile on the stuff for your composition. And that is it for y'all's choice words. So I'm so excited to see what you guys come up with these. I was really excited to make them for you guys. Like I said at the beginning of the video, please keep up with your email and your teams and the blog and any other announcements that the district or the school is going to send you guys. Please be safe. I love you so much, and I will see you, if not in writing, in my next weird little video. Okay? À tantôt tout le monde!